Welcome back to hashtag WFH. Our next guest is Jeffrey Kofman. He's the CEO and founder of Trint. This is a platform that uses artificial intelligence to transcribe what people are saying in audio or video files. Jeffrey's an award-winning journalist who knows all too well the frustrations of having to transcribe long files. Jeffrey, thanks so much for joining us. Walk us through how the Trint AI system works and how it compares to some of your competitors out there on the market.
So this really comes out of my 30-year career as a broadcast journalist with American and Canadian network TV. One of the things that I disliked most about being a reporter was having to transcribe conversations like this so that I could write my stories to find the quote or the soundbite. I think people are probably really familiar with that routine. And the solution that we came up with, and we were really the first to do this, was to marry a text editor like Word with an audio video player and take that machine-generated transcript, glue it to the source audio word for word so you could search it, verify it, correct it if necessary, and very quickly have transcripts that you could trust. And what separates us from competitors is that we have a complete enterprise solution that deploys across enterprises, that allows people to collaborate, that allows people that engages people with a customer success program, allows companies to monitor usage, and really importantly, we have military-grade data security protection. That's something that customers need to know that they have. They need to know that we have done everything that is humanly possible to ensure that their data is protected.
I'm interested, what's happening with your office space? You had to pull out your London teams and put them at home. So what's going on at your offices now?
We got rid of our offices because we were able to, but we found that there was a group of employees who just don't want to work at home. They have small children, they're isolated and live alone, or they're just very social people. And so we got what we call a swing off, a small office in a kind of co-working space, really, really beautiful space. That traditionally holds 18 because of social distancing. It has 14 desks, and people can come and go. We liked that particular building because it had 2 outdoor spaces, so people could have outdoor meetings and feel a little bit more relaxed. But I think this idea that remote is the future is really misguided. It isn't. I think flexible working is the future. A couple of days a week in the office is where we'll end up when all of this passes. I think, Samuel, the other thing that people are losing in this is that part of the joy of work is community. I don't think all of those people are going to have better quality of lives if they sit at home at the end of their beds and on their laptops every day. And I don't think that's what people want.
You've seen a surge in usage since work from home started, and as a result, you're on a hiring binge. So Jeff, I'm really curious, how do you onboard people when you don't have a full-fledged office, when people can't meet in person, at least in the first weeks or even maybe months when they join the company? How do you make them a part of the team then?
I think the simplest answer is over-communicate. Don't put up walls. Make it easy for new starters to ask questions, feel part of the community. We send them a welcome pack with not just with their laptop, but with company swag, a T-shirt, and other and brand book and things like that. We want them to feel like this is a special day. We heavily program them in their first week. One of the things that we've done very successfully is we start them in clusters, and it creates, one, an efficiency of time, but 2, a sense that you're not on your own, and it's not, for people who are particularly younger people beginning their career, it's not as intimidating. And what we've encouraged is for that cluster to have follow-up coffees and virtual coffees and lunches so they can talk to each other and stay connected. And I think this idea that your first week is not left with you just staring at your computer and wondering what to do is really, really important. And we have seen real challenges for new starters of loneliness and sort of mental health concerns. And you just have to be incredibly sensitive. I think that the role of an employer has evolved, and mental health has to be part of what your concerns, part of what you look at when you consider these things in a way that really goes beyond what our expectations as employers used to be.
Really insightful. Jeffrey Kofman, founder and CEO of Trint, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Samuel. A pleasure.